ice cream with Shanti playing in AMG. Let it rain on me. On my head, boys, I'm on my knees like that. Lord, please pray for me. Save your grace for me. Say, boy, what you want? Get that.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Where the road to immortality begins for most teams, we're underway for Wild Card Weekend. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, 70 Timberwolves. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. 60 Maverick, 60 Buffalo, 18, go!
And off to Benson to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
From the 37. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. They're set up at the 35 now. Benson on 1st and 10. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Throw is there, Trey McBride. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. Get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Receivers running the ball, well, that's become commonplace in the NFL now, and that includes down here in the red zone. In close, a lot less space to work with. You really love your most elusive players to get their hands on the ball.
They have it 1st and goal, an early lead available here in the postseason. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Let's go now.
Still sticking with the passing game. Drops back. Needs an open man.
A 5-yard loss sets up 3rd down and goal.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. They're throwing it. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. Now out comes the field goal unit as they try this one. A very short kick here from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Completed over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They gain 14 on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
This one falls incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 2nd down.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Blown back gets the handoff. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one, and that'll be good for a Washington first. They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. They'll motion him out of the backfield. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
He brings it in. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, they didn't give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Commanders finish off their opening drive. Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. The extra point cracks off the upright and ricochets through. And the Commanders one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Set up. 7.
going. That's completed right side. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Benson on the counter. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
He's got it inside the 10. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal. From the red zone now. He's on the move. And oh, he got it! Interception! And the Commanders get the football on the first turnover of the contest.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Here we go, set.
They motion the tight end over. On 2nd and 4. Caught for big yards on the right side. Through the defense he goes. Room to burn. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders drive their lead to 11. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the Texas.
All right, it's about time to get started with quarter number 2. Home offense out, ready to go. They're backed up deep on their own side for this possession. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a 31-yard play, and it sets up first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Here we go, here we go. Go.
From the 46. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You know, when we watch Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10, because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
3rd and long for him here. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. They connect on the deep shot. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You've got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Only one on the carry, so that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown! The Wizards make it a 1-score game in the 1st half. That one right down the middle. And the Wizards cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it to start this drive. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First and 10 from the 41. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And this run's limited to a minimal gain up to about the 44. They're a rookie out of Oklahoma there to make that play.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here's 2nd and 7. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here he is on 3rd and long. That one's complete over the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll run for this, and he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. Big gain downfield. Touchdown! So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the 1st half of play.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Airing it out to start this drive. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And that'll bring up second down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Second and 10 now. Short pass brought in. Continuing to move past the 45. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Back to throw. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. So a crazy first half has finally reached the 2-minute warning. The Commanders pushing for a score before the break. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered feed on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do it through the offseason, do it through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force fourth downs just as they did.
The kicker gets it. Oh, it looks like he's going to throw it. They can't connect on the fake. It's incomplete. The fake field goal does not get it done. This is going to be a turnover on downs.
Well, clearly the defense did not go all in on the block right there, and fortunate for them, because it allowed them to pivot when they saw the fake, and they stay in position to defend it beautifully.
Let's go.
Hand off to Benson from the gun. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 39. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. He's dropping back to throw. Caught, nice gain left side. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Wizards grow their lead just before halftime. Now they'll try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Wizards make it a 10-point ball game. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Return starts at the 3. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
He'll look to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They've got first down from the 31. They go play action here. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. No dice on that tight end dump off. So it'll be second down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Throwing on 2nd and 10. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Looking to the air here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. Kicking team on to try the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Wizards take a 3-possession lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Just 25 seconds remaining as they get all set up for first down. Back to the air following the pick six. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's second down coming up.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappy.
Ooh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Wizards will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing now on first down. On the move, headed right. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And it sets up second down. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. His first kick was good. This second look from 35 yards away. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the second half of our wild card game gets underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 38. Has it downfield, working the left. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And the Commanders will have a first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They go play action on first. Chased out to his right. And that throw just too high for him. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now it's second down.
The QBs today so adept at doing just this, buying themselves enough time and finding a target. The problem on this one, just not the throw he needed to make the completion.
They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Wizards take over on his 11th interception of the campaign.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie. Right, just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown! The Wizards push their lead further to start the half. Now the PAT try coming up. The point after splits the uprights. And the Wizards grow their lead yet again. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Connects on the crosser. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. They'll set up here for the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Commanders still have a lot of work to do, Brock. It's a 20-point difference now. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
Benson now from the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 32. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Ready? 18 ready. 18 ready. Huh.
Back to throw now. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And they're going to have a first down.
Here we go.
It's Benson on the give. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, speaking from experience here, what happens now with the third sack allowed, especially on an early down like that, is that head coach and coordinator going to have a conversation. Okay, we got to fix this. Do we slide? Do we chip? Do we keep more people in? Because the one thing you can't do is keep getting your quarterback hit.
Complete beyond the marker. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll give him a first down.
Let's go.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Play action on first down. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Wizards can cruise to a win, growing that lead further. PAT effort coming up. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Wizards continue piling on to this lead. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive.
Okay, ready?
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. They'll come out throwing. Oh, brother, it's another interception. He's out in the clear. And the Wizards take possession down inside the 30 after the interception.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Flush down now to his left. He's running with it. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
They give on second to Benson. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Wizards parlay the interception into points. Trey Benson, the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Wizards continue adding on to that lead. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Completed here to McCaffrey. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll throw on 1st. Got to it right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it's going to be 2nd down. Back to throw. Forced out to his right. Down the run right, throwing deep down the side. And they pick him off again. And the Wizards get it back as he ties the single-season record. That's his 14th interception. The team total is now up to 5, Brock. 5 times they've picked this offense off.
Say it a 3rd time for me, Kate, would you? Twist the knife for all the fans of this offense watching at home.
5 interceptions in one game. You just got to marvel at how well they played in coverage from start to finish.
Yeah, this goes beyond marveling. This goes to best-case scenario in their game plan. This is one of those special games where absolutely everything is clicking. These defenders, it's like they're seeing the entire field in perfect 20/20 vision.
On 2nd and 12 now. He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. Well, this has been one of the big stories of the game, partner. He has been sacked over and over and over here, and this time cost him more than just yards. It cost him 2 points and possession. Former quarterback, man, what are you thinking at this point in the game?
I'm thinking I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the training room to get my body right, and I think... were you Marshawn Lynch right there? Over and over
there
and
you
over.
Go. Let's go. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Brought in right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about a big hitter? 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Throwing this back in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Wizards have the football as he records his 12th INT of this season.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and is clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Now looking to throw. He's got a man left. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. New set of downs for him at the 38.
Let's go.
They send a man in motion. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Caught by the open man. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw. When you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down.
Viking 18.
Tight end going in motion here. He'll throw again on 2nd down. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Come on, set. Buffalo 18.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. And that one is picked off. But wait a second. Oh, he came down out of bounds, so that's just going to be incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that brings up 4th and long. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And they didn't even need those points when you look at how impressive that lead is.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Trying the right side. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Let's go now.
Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. To give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
He connects downfield on 4. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
They go play action here.
First down.
To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Here we go, set. Let's go.
2nd and 10 now. And they get this down to the 28. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down. Still sticking with the passing game. Caught near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
From the red zone now. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders making the scoreboard look a touch better. Kicking team out to try the extra points. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders cut the lead down to a more manageable 28 points. Well, the win may be lost, but their effort certainly isn't. They're going to try to get this one back after the score. And this onside kick doesn't go their way. The hands team makes the cover. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
Ready?
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Ready?
Throwing off the play fake here. He's going to push one deep down the right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That one intended for Trey McBride. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. Into the second level past the 30. And he has this all the way down to the 23. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Set.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Flushed out of the pressure coming, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ready? Break. Ready? 18. Pioneer. Warrior 70. Take it up. Hut, hut.
Another try following the sack. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
To throw here on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. What a hit, and the ball's loose. And they scoop it up. They can still run with it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
19. Lion.
They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Here's 2nd and 7. Buys time, rolling right. On the run right. He's got it deep downfield. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains. This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. Throwing now on 1st down. Throwing deep for the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They've got a man in motion. They are throwing it again. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. And they pick him off again. And the Wizards have it on his record-setting 15th interception of the season.
That throw has got to be the last we've seen of him this contest. I'm just not sure how they leave him in when the defense is clearly all over whatever he's trying to throw. The amount of frustration he is feeling is only going to lead to additional miscues. Please, for the love of God, take this man out.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Go.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Short pass brought in. And he gets this one up to the 10-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He beams one deep right. They connect on the deep shot. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
And the Commanders get home, they drop in. The Commanders take a timeout, they're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Complete beyond the marker. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
1st down from the red zone. Getting out to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Pass play coming here. Oh, he got 3. And this is into the end zone, but incomplete. It was a win no matter what. They decided, hey, let's try for another touchdown, the knee it out. Either way, this one's over. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And they're headed to the divisional round next week. Great start to their playoffs and getting the win at home, but the test's only getting harder from here on out. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Wizards, as with that, we'll say sayonara from Tokyo.
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You were always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget it, we on a mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the kitchen. I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget it, we